All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I am one of the yoga instructors here in Yoga for Caregivers. So, this is our weekly stretch session where we really focus on getting into our body, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of our day and the rest of our week. So, as we move through practice today, let's keep in mind our boundaries. Notice, where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps, where do you need to find that center posture? Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat, whether the legs are crossed or they're straight out in front of you. You can be up on a prop like I am, or simply down on your mat, whatever you prefer. We're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting into the sits bones, and then we will sit up nice and tall here. Let's inhale, draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale them back and down. One more time. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Bringing your hands into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. Good. Closing the eyes if you'd like, or simply finding an unmoving point and softening your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. The otter phase represents playfulness, friendliness, cleverness, and inventiveness. This is a time to recognize those qualities in yourself and cultivate them. This may mean seeking new relationships, finding ways to welcome more play into your daily life or daily routine, or seeking new ways to solve a persistent problem. No matter how it materializes in your life, cultivating these qualities in yourself will help you tap into the essence of life, deep, abiding joy. As you move through practice, allow yourself to feel into the sense of abiding joy, joy that is present for no reason at all. So, centering in, taking a nice deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, your lungs, and your chest with air, before slowly exhaling your breath back out. Another deep inhale as you fill your belly, your lungs, and your chest with air. And then slowly exhale your breath back out. We take another deep inhale as we feel the belly expand outward, belly button pressing away from the spine. And then on the exhale, squeeze the belly button in toward the spine, releasing all of that air from your body. Inhale as you feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhale the air in your nose, down your throat, and fill your lungs. And then exhale that air out the lungs, up your throat, and out your nose. Continue to breathe here, inhaling and exhaling with intention. Simply noticing the movements of the breath as you do. And if your mind gets distracted, if it wanders off on a thinking adventure, it's no problem. Simply notice that it's gone away. That's mindfulness right there. And then turn your attention back to the breath, back to focusing on your inhales and exhales. Now, if it makes sense for you, perhaps cultivating a mantra here to help your mind stay focused. You could use the following: inhale, I cultivate. Exhale, abiding joy. Inhale, I cultivate. Exhale, abiding joy. Remaining here with the breath in whatever ways that best supports you for just a few more moments here. Take another deep inhale here. Set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale here as you feel that intention with the heart and the mind, and then exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. We're going to come right onto our hands and knees today. So moving any props that you have out of the way. Bringing those hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and your tops of your feet are on the floor. We're going to inhale, sink our bellies, lift our head and our hips coming into cow. And then exhale, lift the back, sink the head and the hips coming into cat. Inhale into cow, sink the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades, look up toward the sky. And then exhale into cat as you press the mat away. Feel the shoulder blades separate here. Inhale into cow. Really feel those shoulders move toward the hips, that back arching nice and deep. And then exhale as you press the chest toward the pelvis. Feel your belly hollow out here. One more round. Inhale into a nice deep cow here. Exhale into a nice high cat. And then inhale, we return to neutral. Now, we're going to step our hands out in front of us here. So they're really at a bit of an angle. We're here for just a moment. And then we're going to sink our chest down toward the floor. Now, as we do, notice how my knees and my hips are staying in line with one another. I've got this nice 90-degree angle in my legs. That's what we want to maintain. So stay strong on the knees and simply sink the chest down for puppy pose. This is a nice shoulder opener. We're getting into those side part of our shoulder blade and our shoulder muscles, and then into the top of the ribs here. Chin or forehead can be down on the mat, whatever you prefer. Again, staying strong through the knees, and let's take a couple breaths here together. One more inhale. Exhale as we release that breath. Inhale, we come forward onto those forearms, step ourselves up onto the hands and knees once again. When you're ready, on the inhale, we tuck the toes. And then on the exhale, we lift the hips right into our down dog. So we may want to go ahead and walk out that dog if it's the first one of our day or week by bending one knee and then the other. Really feeling the movement in the hamstrings as we start to open up the backs of our legs. Taking a nice deep inhale here. And then a nice deep exhale. One more nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's go ahead and come into stillness. So ground into your down dog. Your arms are strong, shoulders are shrugged down onto the back. Your gaze is not between your hands, but instead looking toward your toes. Tuck that chin. Heels reach toward the floor, even if they do not touch, and press the chest toward the thighs. So you're getting that slight arch through the back here. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, release that breath. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, release that breath. On the following inhale, we take that right leg, sweep it tall, coming into our three-legged dog, and then exhale, bend the knee, look up between the hands, step your right foot forward. Turn that back heel down so it's parallel with the back of your mat here, and then inhale, windmill your arms up right into our warrior two. So our front knee is bent. It's in line with the foot and in line with the ankle here. Back leg is long. Our hips are nice and open with the side of our mat. Arms are out at a T, shoulders are down. Now we're going to take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, drop that front arm down to the top of the front leg, sweep that top arm up over the ear, bring that bicep over the ear, coming into our extended side angle. So notice how my hips sunk down a little bit. I'm creating that nice 90-degree angle in that front leg once again. We're really pressing into that bottom arm, staying engaged to the core, reaching through the top fingers, one long line from the fingertips all the way down to the heel here. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right. We inhale, engage the core, lift back up, straighten that front leg here. Arms are out at a T. And then we're going to surf forward through the fingers, hinge at the hips. Front hand comes down to your shin, your ankle, a block, or the mat. The back arm comes up tall. Welcome into triangle. Now, top arm is up, palm is open. Hands can also be on the hip if that's better for the shoulder. Think about rotating the top shoulder, top hip backward while we press that bottom hip forward so we get a nice deep stretch to the inside of that right leg and a pull to the outside of that left hip. Keep a slight bend in the front knee, so not deep like warrior, but not locked out here. And again, slight bend in the elbow or not locking out joints. You can use a block on any one of its sides, whatever best supports you here. Focus on keeping that torso nice and open wherever you are. And let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right. Inhale, we're going to go ahead, bend that front knee, engage the core, step your props out of the way if you're using them. Inhale, come back up into center, straighten that front leg. Now turn the toes so they're facing the same direction off to the side of your mat. Wide-legged stance. We inhale as we lengthen through the spine. We exhale as we hinge at the hips, leaning forward here, coming into that wide-legged forward fold. Now, hands can stay on the hips. You can reach out for the thighs or the shins. You can also have your hands down on the mat. Tuck the chin, keep your spine nice and long as you hinge forward here. We want to feel into the back of the legs and then feel that rotation of the hips back and up toward the ceiling here. Yeah, you're feeling it in the hamstrings. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. And then we inhale, we press into the hands, bend those knees, engage the core, lift ourselves back up into center. Nice work here. Let's go ahead, rotate those left toes toward the back of the mat. We're going to open up our hips, bring the arms out to a T on the inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lean forward through the fingers, and then drop that left arm down to ankle, shin, block, or the mat. And then the back arm comes up nice and tall, welcoming us back into triangle. So once again, right palm is now open and up toward the sky, but hands can be on the hips instead. Top shoulder and hip, it rotates backwards. We're feeling that pull through the side body. Bottom hip presses forward, so we're feeling that stretch to the inside of the left leg. Front knee is just slightly bent, not locking out the joints. Same with that elbow. And again, if you want or need to use a block, sometimes you want to. It's a nice way to kind of change up the practice. Find that height that works for you and then breathe here. All right, we inhale, go ahead and bend that front knee nice and deep, moving that prop out of the way. Inhale, we come back up. We're in warrior two stance here. And then drop that front arm down to the top of that front leg. Bring that right arm over the ear here, coming into extended side angle, opposite side. So again, we find that nice alignment here with that front leg, that nice 90-degree angle. Hips are sinking down. Whew, we're working the legs here, pressing into that bottom arm, stay engaged with the core, and then top arm is up. We're really reaching through the fingers, creating that long line from the fingertips to that heel. Let's breathe. All right, inhale. We engage the core. We lift the torso, straight that front leg, turn the toes to face the same direction, and then turn the toes so you're facing back toward the top of your mat. Windmill your arms down to the mat. Go ahead, step back into down dog. Find that alignment. Let's take a nice deep breath here together. All right. On the next inhale, let's go ahead and come into our plank position. So shoulders are over the wrists here. The balls of the feet are beneath the heels. We're one long line from our shoulders to our heels. Core is engaged. If you'd like to modify, you drop the knees, but you keep them out at an angle so you're still working your core muscles here. Good. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, bend into your elbows. Let's lower all the way down to the mat and untuck the toes. Good. Now, you're right in the perfect position with those hands beneath the shoulders. We're going to inhale, press into the hands, lift the torso coming into cobra. So notice here, we're not sinking into the posture with our head resting on our shoulders. Instead, shrug the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep those elbows slightly bent. We're not locking out the joints, but keeping that slight bend, tucking the elbows into the sides. Gaze and chest are forward and proud. Release the glutes. We are not in a buns of steel class. And then the tops of your feet are on the floor. If you're like, Alexis, this is way too much, too soon, that's okay. Coming back down to the mat, simply press into the mat, lift the torso slightly, baby cobra. So you're working your back muscles, you're getting some support from the mat here. Shoulders are shrugged down, elbows are tucked into the sides, and instead of looking forward, you're looking down at the floor here so you're not craning the neck. Okay? Wherever you find yourself, let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and come on down to the mat from wherever you are. Hands beneath the shoulders. Press yourself up into a hands and knees position, tabletop, and then exhale right into your child's pose. We elongate the arms. Forehead comes down to the floor. Now, if your head does not reach the mat on your own, you can stack your forearms or stack fists. You can also use a prop like a block on any one of its heights, resting your forehead down onto that. You can also use a pillow, a couch cushion, a blanket, whatever you may have. Okay. So wherever you find yourself in this child's pose, sinking down into it here, feeling that nice pull through the low back. And then let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right, we inhale, come on up onto hands and knees, make your way into a seat, and we're actually going to come right onto our backs. So if you need to towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks, a jacket for final relaxation, now is your moment. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice here today. All right? So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and come down onto our backs. Let's tuck our knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, give ourselves a little squeeze here, hugging ourselves in, maybe rocking from side to side, little roly-poly action here. It's a nice back massage. It's also kind of fun. Good. And then let's go ahead and come into stillness. Drop those soles of the feet down to the floor. Find a comfortable spot for your hands here. I kind of like to have mine on my belly. And then we're just going to allow the knees to fall over to the left side. Now, as you fall onto this left side here, start to notice, do you already feel pull in through the right thigh, into that hip, maybe through the IT band? If so, you can stay right here. Now, an option, not a requirement, to deepen this stretch is to take that left ankle, so slide it out from underneath the leg, and then bring that ankle bone to the outside of the knee here. As the legs lower down, ooh, that's going to deepen that stretch in that right leg there, through that thigh, into the knee, up into the hip, maybe through the IT band. Again, this is an option. It's not a requirement. You can always use blocks to support your opening here. You can place a block or a prop underneath that left knee so there's less weight pulling down on the right. Simply notice what feels right for you, and then let's breathe here. We inhale, we release that left leg from the knee. Go ahead and bring ourselves up into center, maybe readjusting our hips here so we're nice and firm. Back is gently engaged with the mat. And then opposite side, the knees fall over to the right this time. So again, notice, are you already feeling that stretch in through the left thigh, through the hip, maybe into the IT band? If you are, stay right here. An option is to slide that right leg out, bring the bony part of the ankle to the top of the knee, and then rest those legs down toward the floor. Ooh, we're gonna feel that stretch right away in the quad, maybe into the hip, maybe through that IT band here. Wherever you find yourself, let's take a couple deep breaths here together. We're going to inhale, gently uncross those legs here. Tuck that right foot back under the knee. Go ahead, bring yourself back into center. Now, this was a pretty big stretch on our low back. So we're tucking our knees into our chest once again, giving ourselves a squeeze, maybe curling the nose toward the knee, bringing that twist up into, or not that twist, but that curve of the spine up into the upper neck here. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead, drop those feet down to the floor. Make your way into final relaxation here. So if you want to stay right here, this is a great option. Soles of the feet can come together, knees can come out wide, recline down angle. This is a great hip opener. You can extend one leg long, keep the other in for fallen tree, or you can extend both legs. Arms can be in whatever position best supports your health here. Or you can even lay on your side or your belly, or you can come right into a seated position if you prefer. This is your final relaxation, so I invite you to make it so. Notice, what do you want to feel like here? So as you settle into your practice, your final relaxation here, begin to notice the breath. Notice how fast or slow your breath has become, how deep or shallow. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales and the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Just see if you can tune into that air moving in and out of your body, really being fully present with just that part of your aspect of being today. Now, again, the mind may wander off. It may start to think about what's happening after this practice, the rest of your day, the rest of your week. So if that happens, notice the moment you've gone away. Turn the attention back to the breath and keep coming back to breathing. Now, if it makes sense for you, you can come back to that mantra we used at the beginning of practice. Inhale, I cultivate. Exhale, abiding joy. Inhale, I cultivate. Exhale, abiding joy. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time. I most certainly respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go. Just rest right here. Each one of us needs to sit down with a piece of paper and write down all of our ideas of happiness. Sometimes we see that one page is not enough for us to write down all of these conceptions. But the truth is, if you let go of these perceptions of happiness, you will be lighter and your happiness will be much greater. Let go so that happiness, joy, and peace can be possible. Settling in, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air before slowly exhaling your breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And when it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pause there with arm or hand beneath the head. It is here that I invite you to bring back your intention or purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here and then make your way on up into a seated position as we close out our practice together today. Find your comfortable seat, root into your sits bones, sit up nice and tall. We inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. We exhale them back and down. Hands on the knees in the lap or at heart center, closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me once again for this weekly stretch session here in Yoga for Caregivers. I'm here every week at 9 a.m. Eastern, so make sure to mark your calendars, set your alarm, tell your friends, bring your family members. You can find Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, where you can access all of the resources provided by volunteers like me. Make sure to tell other caregivers about this free resource. We are here to support you in all that you do and in the amazing work and selflessness that you display every day, every week. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Bye.